Back. We are live, and we got a special guest coming right to you guys. Say hi, Braden.
What up, boys? What up?
All right, we're going to dive right into a big matchup last week, and it was a big matchup with two heavy hitters. I know Ball was facing Team Big Fish, and that final score ended up being 169 to 132. Braden getting the big win. How you feeling about that?
Feel good. It's another week, but I was definitely not nervous, but kind of eerie going into this week. Didn't know what Egbuka's plans, like if he was going to be playing. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to stick him on the bench. I'm not going to have to deal with it come close like game time and have a decision between a couple players. Like we'll sit him this week, even if he's hurt. Evans is back, is what went through my mind. So I'm like,
right,
he's going through something. Evans should be back and healthy. So obviously nobody knew that was going to happen again to Evans. But,
right. So I guess when was their game? Monday night?
It was late. Yeah, it was Monday night
no,
or Sunday night.
Sunday night. It was Sunday night.
Yeah.
So
Sunday night, yeah.
I guess my question is when Ibuka, because they were talking about, he's like trending towards playing. If that's a 1:00 start and they say he's active, are you making a move? Do you think? Because I feel like he's benefited with the fact that was a night game, and you kind of made the decision early and just left it out of the.
It looks that way. I did not think he was going to play.
Yeah.
I guess that's because Evans was back. And Godwin. I think was Godwin back.
Godwin didn't play.
Didn't he come back a week or two before?
And then
I think he went back out.
But like you were saying last week, Brendan. Like the Bucks, they have a ton of dudes, ton of guys, like athletes across the board. And the one thing, like, if it was a 1:00 game. And Egbuka, like they say he's going to play, I had no thought he was going to be playing. I'm like, he got hurt. Evans is back. They got guys. They don't need to worry about that. Rashad White's playing well out of the backfield.
Right.
And it kind of goes back to what Jason was saying last week. That gives me a reason to take out one of my Buccaneers guys. Yeah. So I have one in there. I can root for one guy to do well. Yeah. Well, obviously, Rashad White didn't have a game that we were expecting. He's been doing, I guess, since he's been the guy back there.
Yeah, and it also kept, with Ibuka not really having that great of a, I still feel like he was ailing from that injury, not really 100%.
You could say. So I was looking at it, and I was obviously I watched the game too. I felt like Ibuka was still getting like touches or like trying to get the ball to him, but obviously we know Baker did not play very well. He struggled.
I watched some of the guys break it down after the fact, and they felt like Egbuka just looked a step slower and didn't have the separation that he had been getting.
Well, I will tell you, though, there were plays designed to get him the ball, though.
100%.
And that's what
he had 12 targets.
Yeah, and that's what teams don't.
That's the most he's had all year.
Yeah, teams don't do enough of that. What we talk about with Tyler Warren and the Colts. That's why Tyler Warren's tight end number 1 right now, basically because they force him. Yeah. They make plays designed to get him the ball. That's what
there's
good
5
teams
or 6
do.
calls just for him.
Yeah. So
I agree. I think that's what went so well with Egbuka because they do design plays for him, and same thing with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah,
I had gold with him because he's the same thing. They just like design their offense around him.
Well, you know what?
Well, he is their whole offense.
What you're noticing about him though is he comes in with a stigma that he's that underneath kind of slot receiver, kind of runs the middle of the field, and he's not really a down the field threat. Well, they're proving that wrong just almost every game this year with giving him the ball down the field too. So he's kind of hitting at all levels right now.
Well, it's crazy kind of number he's putting up because that's the only guy on that team too. Yeah. It's like where the ball's going,
and they still can't stop him. So as I look into the specifics of the game itself, and I noticed you had 5 players over 27. Why I talk about?
I think. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say why I talk about that number specifically is because in a game where you got 2 guys winning, or you got 2 guys playing that are scoring a fair amount of points. So Dan has 4 guys go over 20, but 0 over 27. So when you're talking about a game that's heavy hitters, that's kind of the difference right there. Is your heavy hitters were able to go 30 plus, whereas Dan just kind of 20 plus is a good number, but you're going to have to be one. We're talking about you're playing some opponents. You're going to have to be over 150, and you're one of those guys.
Yeah. I think with my team, it's definitely my guys. I feel like all year they haven't gotten like the projection. It's like with Travis Etienne, I feel like he's either a boom or he's going to stay under the projection, not really like around it. Same thing with Jonathan Taylor. He's booming every week.
Right.
It seems like so far he's been. I mean, it's over 29. He's projected 29. Whoever I haven't played fantasy for probably as long as you guys, but 29 points being projected that's the highest I've ever seen. That's not a
I've
quarterback.
not seen that, but one
That's
thing
huge for a guy that don't catch a lot of passes. I mean, you could see a Bijan Robinson, McCaffrey getting up in there with 8 or 9 catches, but him getting up there like that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So another thing that really stuck out to me when I looked over your stats or roster just in general was JSN elevates to the wide receiver 1 now in our rankings. So fantasy football wise, he is now the wide receiver 1. But really, the number that I think needs to be pointed out is the Jackson Dart. So I know you have him and you're riding the wave, but I don't know that you realize how good it is either. So I went back and kind of looked at it and broke down the numbers. Dude, in his 4 start is averaging 23 points. That's
huge.
That is so we've established that Patrick Mahomes is the overall number 1, and he's averaging 24 and a half. So basically 1.5 more points per game you're getting from Patrick Mahomes, over Jackson Dart. So just why we talk about that waiver wire, and you can actually find some success there, and you were able to do that. So.
It's young guys that want to use their legs, especially in an organization where the Giants O-line, that's what I look at. Like, their O-line is atrocious.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these guys got a lot to prove, too. Egbuka, Dart, they're trying to show that they belong. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're going to do anything. Like, they're going to run around the field. Like, there was a play I seen him make, Jackson Dart. It was like, I think it was in his first start. It was just like, it looked like Justin Fields running into the backfield, and then he finds a man downfield. I'm like,
it's funny because it's the plays we watch Patrick Mahomes make, and we're kind of like exhausted of seeing it now because he's been doing it for so long. So it is kind of refreshing to see somebody else kind of come in and make the same style plays, So hats off to you for finding that diamond in the rough there. And just overall, man, you're having a great season. You feeling like you're going to be able to keep this wave rolling?
I do. I do. And if injuries don't hit me, I mean, like you said in the group chat, I've got a lot of question marks, but I think looking at this week, I know Jackson Dart's high right now, but it's Lamar Jackson. I'm going to play him, obviously. Yeah. So it's
when he comes back, you got to.
Thank you for holding down the spot. Now
you can't sit there
and that's, a lot of fantasy owners have a problem doing that. They think that it's just going to continue on, and understand value is what it is, and who has value and who doesn't. Yeah. So good for you.
Yeah, that's a thank you, Jackson. Thank you for holding down the spot. Now hand it back over to my guy.
Yeah. I do want to kind of end this with just a couple little questions about your roster moving forward, and just maybe so some of these guys, if they're watching, have a little bit of knowledge as far as what your availability may be as far as trades go. So obviously you just talked about with the fact that Lamar's coming back from injury. Does that make you want to be willing to throw Jackson Dart out there as possible trade bait, maybe upgrade somewhere else, maybe package him with something, or you want to hold on to him kind of
as an insurance policy?
Yeah. I found my backup. That's what I'm gonna put it at. Like, I found my back. Lamar's hurt. Like, he could continue getting hurt.
And the way he plays, he could be in and out of the lineup all year.
Yeah. So Jackson, I'm sorry. He's staying on the roster for right now.
So there's a couple guys that I see that you picked up over the last few weeks as well that I feel like could turn into kind of some trade bait value. So I'm assuming that you're going to hold on to him, keeping this with Vidal and Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne seems to be kind of like becoming the clear number 1 there in San Francisco, which is odd to think about. But I mean, and
Vidal's window is a time to move him now.
I just had to drop Kendrick Bourne.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
I had to.
I do understand that because our benches is so small.
Yeah, that's probably one thing we should discuss going into next year: adding a bench spot, adding an IR spot.
I think adding one more IR spot, bench one. What do we got? 3, 4, 7 bench spots. In my eyes, that's enough bench spots, but it comes down to, like, you kind of get screwed, like Brandon we were talking about earlier, like how your injuries, you don't have enough guys to put in IR. Like, you just
that's what I mean. It's like I drafted Ayuk knowing I was going to have to wait till like 6, 7, or 8 to get him back, but I had to pull him off the IR when Neighbors went on there because I can't throw him in week 6. I can't throw him on the freaking waiver wire. I won't get him back, so.
Yeah, I think adding an IR spot is definitely key. Like, in my other, like, heavy fantasy league, They just added that this year. We went from 1 to 2 IR spots.
And I think that's probably the play there. And I say that because I don't want too many bench spots because I want the free agent market to be active.
Yeah.
I think one less bench spot would make the waiver action a lot more. I mean, we have a lot of waiver wire action. I feel like I see tons of them.
Yeah.
But I think one less bench spot would make it even crazier. But then, like, if you add another bench spot, it kind of like
waters it down a little bit.
It makes it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking players that don't need to be on rosters at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with Kendrick Bourne, it's like, yeah, I had him. I have him as trade bait, as depth, just in case those injuries happen. But comes the bye weeks. Trey McBride's on a bye. Travis Etienne on a bye. JSN on a bye. And, like, so I'm like, I got to pick up a tight end. Hopefully he's going to be in Mason Taylor because I actually put in a waiver claim for, I think it was Gatson.
Oh, dude, everybody in the league did.
Of course everybody did.
Yeah.
Especially after playing the Colts.
Yes.
Everybody should have.
I did. I knew I wasn't going to get him.
I know they were playing the Colts who give up the most yards.
Yeah, but
it's just the thing where everybody watches the Colts game, everybody sees the guy. I mean, that was the only guy playing for them last week, so everybo's jumping on it right away.
Oh yeah, you definitely want to jump on something like that because I mean, Fluke, 20. What do you have, like 20? I forgot how many points.
Yeah, but he had a good target share the week before as well.
Exactly.
So I mean, he's
got like. I've seen something about like he's got like the highest target share on besides Johnson maybe for the Chargers in the red zone.
Oh wow, that's pretty impressive.
Like, yeah, and like nobody knew about him.
Yeah,
it's like their guy's Will Disley or something like.
Right.
No, it's Gatson. So yeah,
it definitely is.
I'm not surprised everybody.
Which is crazy when you think how Keenan Allen's been playing. You always had Ladd on that team.
Quentin Johnson's been having a really good year. Yeah, it's odd to just throw another playmaker out there, but. It is what it is. Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes here, man. If you don't mind, we'll give you a buzz back here in just a little bit. Let's talk about the upcoming game you got with me.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds good.
We'll bring you back on here in a little bit, dude. Appreciate you, buddy.
Sounds good. I appreciate you guys.
All right. Thanks, Brady.
Guys.
Yep.
All right. We're back. Moving on to short bus versus battle and new top scorer, folks. New top scorer, Jason. If you're going to freaking rebound from a 71-point performance, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, and there's actually, if you really kind of look at the roster, I could have done a lot better. I had a couple guys throw some eggs out there.
That was absolutely unbelievable. I know Drew was telling me, he was like, dude, he got a guy with like a 6. When you got 2 running backs with 43.
I think I got 4 guys that combined for 20.
My God. And then another 2 that combined for 86. Go figure.
Yeah.
So just a great win for you. I mean, you just poured it on. And I did. I talked about that in the earlier segment. I still I'm torn on what is more of a kind of a feather in the cap. Is it the winning by 100 or the 100-point turnaround from one week to the next? I'm going to go with the fact that you beat a team by 100.
Beat a team by 100.
That is impressive.
That is impressive.
When it's hard to get to that many points in general, and then to have somebody that low. So, how did we get there? Well, obviously we know with you it was the 2
running backs.
Yeah. But having Rashee Rice, how happy?
Finally, get me a running or a receiver. I'd like to find a second one to put in there. Maybe once Hampton comes back here in a few weeks, it gives me a little bit more trading bait.
Sure.
I know people are after Judkins now. I offered him up earlier in the season. Now I need him. So I mean, so
yeah, and people are just not going to understand that. I'm not going to sit there and bang you want to trade your way. They want what they want. Yeah. It is what it is. I don't see anything ever happening. But also I'm starting to think like, I don't know if I'm too worried about it at this point because I feel like your running backs, when healthy, are good enough and so much more of an elevation to the next team that I feel like your second, with Rashee Rice, I feel like with 2 receivers being awful is bad. But I think Rashee Rice makes it to where that second receiver is just
I could get enough out of Judy here and there, out of Ridley here and there.
Yeah, and you keep an eye on that waiver.
Maybe the guy I'm trying to pull in right now. No, I'm not going to tip that one off.
Hey, well, Kendrick Bourne just got dropped.
Maybe that's who I went after.
maybe we just now figured that one
out. That could or could be the guy that I try to get.
I ain't got room for it, so it doesn't matter to me. Nobody else is watching in the next 24 hours. I'm going to do anything about it. So I wouldn't blame you if you made a move, but I feel like you're in pretty good shape. But it was a good win for you. But on battle side of things, again, this is why I have him down there at the bottom of that roster. Like, I've been bad, guys, but I feel like when you look at my bad week, you can make sense of it.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like with Battle Buster, Beats by Ray, JJ's, and even Mark's Monstrous, I mean, outside of Mark's Monstrous and Team Johnson, who haven't been elevated up
Yeah.
over 120 really at all, Battle's been up there in the 130s a
Yeah.
couple of times, but he comes back down.
Well, he's going to live and die with Bijan. Collins killed him, being a top 5 receiver pick. And
Yeah, and it's just continuing to kill him.
I think we were looking earlier, he's probably ranked about 30th as receiver goes. And you're hoping he's in the top 10 when you draft him.
Yeah.
So the question I have, you got one commodity. Obviously, he's a great player. Do you break him down into 3 really good pieces if you can?
Well, I mean, it makes you wonder, like, I guess.
Or you just live and die with it and hope for the best?
I mean, at some point, I kind of wonder if it's because it's a 2-keeper league, if that makes you have to hold on to a guy a little longer than you probably should.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's obviously a keeper, but I mean, if you go and get
but can you get a keeper back?
Well, I mean, if you're going to trade a guy like that, you're hopefully going to try to get at least one keeper back and maybe a guy that could become a keeper.
Well, I think when you look over the scores of that game and the fact that everybody else other than Bijan and his quarterback, which was, 13?
Yeah, Jordan Love.
They were the only 2, and that's Jordan Love, the only 2 in double digits. I mean, that does point towards maybe needing to consider the idea of moving Bijan.
Yeah, not to mention when you talk about Jordan Love, we've talked about him a lot. You have in particular just the up and downs from him.
And I mean, it's
only going to get worse from him as the cold weather comes in Green Bay. It's going to be a lot more.
And I know the 13 is not a great number. I actually will say, I really believe there's going to be games where it's 7 and 8. You know what I mean?
But as it gets cold up here, they're going to run the ball a lot.
Yeah. So, and that's always going to be part of Packer football. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're really ever going to be again an air it out kind of team. Right. And Jordan Love kind of pays for that. So great win for you. Way to bounce back. Battle. I hope you're kind of going to right the ship. I'm beginning to wonder. I don't know.
See how it goes.